everybody and welcome back. My name is Tatiana. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Australia. It's Monday night, I go live, and last week I went live with my last lesson, that's what I was calling them, not series, last lesson on Talk About Colouring, and tonight I'm launching my new series of videos which will always go live on a Monday night at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on fun folds. So I'm calling it Fantastic Fun Folds. That was just fun to I had to say it. Anyway, so we're going to look at different fun folds because card making is absolutely amazing, and what is so awesome is that when you make your own cards, you don't have to stick to the standard card fold. You can have lots of fun with folds, and that's what I'm going to do with this series of videos, is introduce you to some really fun folds. Tonight we're starting with the Z fold. It's a really easy, simple fold, but it really does change the way your cards look and the way your recipient could receive the card, in the sense of the way they react. For those watching for the first time, I am a card maker, paper crafter, and I want to inspire people to get creative, to make a card and then to send that card to someone in their life, or perhaps someone new in their life, to brighten their day. I share tips and tricks and show you how to make it, all using up Stampin' Up products. So let's head to the craft desk and get started. Fantastic. You know you're watching live if you can see the little red live there. If you don't see that, that is totally cool. Keep commenting. Please write any comments, questions, and I will respond to them later. And if you're watching on YouTube, this was recorded live on Facebook, but I've uploaded it to YouTube. But feel free to comment and I will get back to you. Tonight we're going to be using the stamp set and paper and coordinating products from the January to June 2020 mini catalogue. I can't believe it's 2020, honestly. And we're looking at the Parisian Blossom Suite. It starts on page 14 of the catalogue, and we're going to use this beautiful paper, hopefully the ribbon and the rhinestones, but we're going to use this Forever Blossoms stamp set. I haven't used enough, so we're going to use that. And of course, we need supplies. The Forever Blossom stamp set. I'll put everything to the side because the key thing right now is the paper and how to trim it and prepare it for a Z fold. I am going to use our Stampin' Up trimmer, and the first thing I want to do is cut the paper to size. This is A4 cardstock. I am based in Australia, and thus I'm using centimeters or millimeters. If you are metric, you would use your letter-sized paper and just cut in half. Basically, I don't know the measurements, but cut it in half. Hi Megan, thanks for coming, joining me. Yes, I did get my hair cut and permed today. So it's a little frizzy and I can't do anything to it or comb it or brush it or put any product in, but by the end of the week it should be looking good. I'm so excited. So I've just cut that in half. A4 paper is 297 millimeters in height, and therefore I've cut it in half at 148.5. I do work in millimeters and I like to be exact. Hi Kathy, thanks for joining me. And now we're going to do our first score line, which is again in half, which is 10.5 or 15 millimeters. No, 105 millimeters, sorry. And that is the same as a standard card base. So nothing particularly different here. This is where I'm going to deviate from the usual and create the Z fold. I've just remembered I didn't plug in my phone, so I should plug that in. So excuse the shaking for a second there. Oh, nope, that's not going to. Okay, the quartz not in view. Great. Now I'm going to score again on the front. So if I was to fold this, which I would normally do this way, and take my bone folder, as yay, this would be the regular card. This is just like the cards we buy in store. Nothing too particularly exciting. Oh gosh. I'm using cherry cobbler paper in case you were wondering. And now I'm going to do a second score line at halfway between there. So this was 105 millimeters. So that makes it at 52.5 millimeters. I'll just do 50. No, I can't do it. I have to do the 52.5. So that's 5.25. It's between the 5.2 and the 5.3. And now I'm going to put the trimmer to the side. We fold that, and then we fold the second score line in the opposite direction. So that was this way, and now we're folding it this way, and that gives us a bit of a Z. I know it's not a perfect Z, but it's a Z, and that's why this card is called the Z fold. Fairly simple. And there you have it. We are going to do the inside of the card first, and then we'll decorate the front. I've got one of those big wood case mounts, and I've got pre-cut Whisper White cardstock here. That's 5 millimeters smaller than the card front or the card inside, and I like to insert that into my card. Grab some grid paper, and what we will do is, what's the colour? Cherry cobbler petal pink. We'll take some petal pink, and we're going to stamp the inside. Hi Sherry, thanks for joining me. I've started for those who are just joining in, I've started a new series of videos called Fantastic Fun Folds. And tonight we're exploring the Z fold. So great, I just wanted a little bit of flowers in the corner there, just to brighten that up. Give this a close and put that away. Aha, here's my chamois. My ink pad, not my ink pad, my stamper clean. And now we can adhere at the inside. Don't often start with the inside, but I felt like with the Z card, because part of the inside is exposed to the front, I wanted to be able to see that when we're designing the front. I have an idea of what I want to do. Megan, I'm glad you love fun folds. They are fun, aren't they? Yes, so Sherry, excellent. So it's going to be a series of videos, more complicated as the weeks go on, but we're starting with the fun fold of the Z fold. Sometimes we forget about the Z fold because it's so simple and it's great to start. So as you can see, because the front of our card has been folded back, we now have part of the inside exposed, and that's why I stamped and put it in there, so that when we're designing and placing elements on this part, we can see it. Now, the thing that bothers me, I guess you could say, about the Z fold is that there's not much writing space. One way to overcome that is you could add another panel of cardstock in here. And do you know what? Let's do that. And that gives you a bit more writing area. It's thinner, but gives us more freedom. I'm gonna grab the new. How awesome are these? Little mini trimmers. This is going to be, I think, 5 centimeters or 50 millimeters should be the right. It's all 5 millimeters smaller. Could go a tad smaller, but I won't, because that looks quite nice now that you've got that nice area to. You'll have to make and send you one of your oh, I would love to see it, Megan. I do not claim to be an expert in fun folds. I am certainly going to be learning on the way, but I have experimented with them, and I thought it'd be a great way to learn and share at the same time. There we go. Perfect. So now we have plenty of writing space, and we're not going to interrupt the front. I thought it would be fun to use this paper. This is the Parisian Blossom Specialty DSP. It coordinates with this suite, and if you can see, the silvery Eiffel Towers are in champagne and they're foil. The back is a nice elegant motif, but we're going to use a strip of this. So I'm going to need just a bit less than 5. And I'm going to use this. I'll go 1.5 millimeters less than 5. So accurate, I know. That's going to give me that border I want. And then I need to trim that, and I'll have to grab the big trimmer for this. This is going to be 5 millimeters smaller than the height, so that's at 143.5. And for those metrics, I'm really sorry. I cut it about 1/16 of an inch smaller. I think that's the right translation. There we go. And I'm going to add that right there. Let's glue it down before we lose a piece of paper. And I'm still undecided whether I want to do blends or watercoloring. It's basically, I want to add this to the front of my card. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I hate being indecisive. I'm going to go and stamp it. Wrong one. Wrong box. I'm going to stamp this twice. And we're going to stamp it in Memento Black. Well, not Memento Black. In Memento Ink, which is Tuxedo Black. And this is a ink that is friendly to use with alcohol-based markers, which are our stamping blends. So we'll do this quick colouring with stamping blends. I know I've taken 2 pieces of paper. They're part of my pre-cut stock, and the reason why I'm doing it too is because I can die cut from these and then still use the surrounding and have another piece on top for when I want to do layered cards. So I'm not having to use up paper and waste paper. This is a tip: you can hide your cutouts underneath layers. There we go. And I'm definitely going to use Petal Pink. Petal Pink, a nice soft green, seafoam green. It's called Soft Sea Foam. Hello, Danielle. What time is it for you? And count ponies, please, sweetheart. I'm going to add a little bit of Flirty Flamingo to the inside. So let's just quickly. I'm going to start with the Flirty. I'm going to add that into the shadow areas. Don't want to spend too much time working on this, but I want to give you the idea of how it's done. I can probably zoom in now a bit, or lower, should I say. There we go. Lower down. Not sure that the Flirty Flamingo is just showing through. Just giving that more intense color in the center there. Those who are not familiar, these are Stamping Blends markers. They're alcohol based. It's morning, 10:15. I hope you had a lovely night. Danielle? Alcohol-based markers, and they really are fun to use. I just finished a series of videos on colouring methods. You can check that out on YouTube and on my Facebook page. And they really make me feel like a professional artist with those smooth colour transitions that I can't get with regular. Well, it's hard to get with regular markers because they leave streaks, and whereas as you use these, the alcohol evaporates from the paper, leaving some smooth colouring. So I'm trying to do this as quickly as I possibly can. So pretty and soft, and it's going to match the card quite nicely. Now I'm doing two because I want to try to give the card front more, oops, wrong one. Trying to add more real estate. That's the best word I can think of. Add more real estate to the front of the card to cover up that inside area that's being exposed by the fold. Go tell Papa, please, sweetheart. That's my 6-year-old. He should be asleep. Go. You can see it doesn't take that long to get some beautiful colouring. Now, who doesn't love cherry blossoms as well? They're so pretty. I would love to go to Japan during cherry blossom season. Wouldn't that be amazing? There we go. One down. One to go. It's repeating the process, and then the leaves should be somewhat quicker. Whew, it's humid tonight. Plus, my hair is quite short and it's touching the back of my neck. I'm not quite used to that. They're amazing, aren't they, Danielle? I do love my blends. I contemplated watercolouring tonight, which I know some of my demo friends love, love, love. But I don't know, I thought it would not necessarily take longer, but I thought it would take longer to dry. Whereas the blends don't need any drying time, which is quite good. And there you go. And this stamp has a bit of detail shadowing in it, so that also comes through quite nicely. And gives that extra detail, so you can be a bit more rushed. Now, something I'm not doing, and I perhaps should have said, is that I should have put something underneath, because this could be marking my table. It's not. It does go through, and it is recommended to protect your table. Megan, my hair is not naturally curly. My hair is naturally kinky, so it's not dead straight, but it ain't curly either. And I can get away with sea salt spray, and it does kind of add that curl in, but I don't know, I felt like curly hair is much easier to manage. I know that people with naturally curly hair will probably shoot me, but I have permed my hair twice before. And I always felt that my hair was more manageable. I could stick it in to a bun and still had volume. I think that's why. The perm gives me more volume, but I've got to say the first couple of days I don't enjoy the perm because you can't do much to it. You can't wash your hair. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to when I can wash it, add a bit of curl product and I will be good to go. It's been a while since I've cut it, so it was nice to get a good trim. The fun things we talk about while colouring. So you can see the green is very subtle, and that's what I wanted. I didn't want very bright green. I feel like because of the shadowing and the style of the stamp, I thought the pastel colours would go quite nicely. Though it might be fun to colour these in bright colours and see how that turns out. Might try that tomorrow. Tomorrow while I craft. Colouring the stem. Better do those 2 leaves. We're almost there, and then we can get back to the assembly part of the card. Problem when you're indecisive is this the light? Yes, that's the light. I want the dark now. Whew. Hey Kayla, how's it going? Hope you're well, lovely. I'm doing a new series of videos called Fantastic Fun Folds, and tonight is the Z Fold card using this wonderful Forever Blossoms. Now, this stamp set does come with a coordinating die. It's one down here. The cherry blossom dies. Did it not work, honey?
I bought a charger, so it's charging currently.
Oh, okay. You've been crafting today? Oh, with pineapples. Of course you've been using the pineapples. Just lining that up nicely, and I'm going to just use some washi tape to hold it in place while I run that through the die cutting machine. I'll be right back. One done. And the second one. So did you make anything fun with the pineapple, Kayla? I'm sure you did. And I'm sure it's stunning too. It could have been peacocks, that's true. But peacocks aren't as new as the pineapple. And as I mentioned before, I'm not going to throw these out. I'll use this in a card that'll have another layer on top so you can't see the whole, but it's a really good frugal use of your cardstock. I want to take you want to take your products and get the most out of them, really. And that's why I'm not throwing out this piece of washi tape. It's going onto my stand over here and going to get reused until it's, well, pretty much till it breaks. Now this is why I did 2. I thought it would cover more real estate. And I was right. Let's see which way. I liked the first way better, which was this over here, that over here. Can't actually remember the first way I did it. There, I think like that. Need something else to make it stand out a bit. Ribbon. Now, what I'm going to do is grab that piece of washi tape again and kind of attach the two pieces together so that I've got them as one solid unit, and that makes it a lot easier to maneuver. And we're going to add, where's that beautiful ribbon? Part of this suite is the, what's it called? Metallic edge ribbon. Wow, that was not so descriptive. It's in petal pink with champagne. Ooh, where's the pen? Champagne. It's going to blend in, isn't it? Edging. Now, if I do this, it's going to blend in. Not have that standout effect. Okay. Thinking. Oh, you think it's beautiful? I really want to use this ribbon. It's so pretty, isn't it? The Z fold is a really good, easy, fun fold to start with, but it also, yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll add the ribbon there. We'll add that little bow. Is there a card base ribbon? Megan, not following. Did I say something funky? Did I say something funny? A fun fold that uses ribbon as a base? That would be interesting. That'd use up a lot of ribbon. I will have to work on that one, Megan, if that's what you are suggesting. So I'm just basically playing to get the ribbon as I want it before I trim it off. I've started to tie my ribbons while it's still on the spool so that I'm not wasting that ribbon. You always waste a little bit on the end there, but not wasting too much. Say, chick, you have to go to sleep. I don't know what else to say to you right now, baby. You love to see my thinking process? Yeah. Sometimes it's a little... It works in my head, let's just say. So I've just used a glue dot onto that ribbon, and what we're going to do, might seem unusual to some, but makes total sense in my brain, is I'm going to grab a pencil, which has disappeared on me. So I've laid that as I'd like it onto the front of the card, and now I'm drawing a line so that I know where to place the adhesive, essentially, and I'm going to use Stampin' Dimensionals. They were on my teaching table. I'm going to grab, just place them all over, including onto the joints there, so that that becomes welded together, melded. Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one, Danielle. And then I'm going to grab the itty bitty, the mini dimensionals. They're not itty bitty. Well, I think they are itty bitty, but they're not called itty bitty. Mini dimensionals there. And to peel off the backing would be better if I'm a bit more methodical and start from the top. And what I could be is quite tricky, and instead of flipping this around, just to flip the card back onto it. Oh, never done that before, but again, it makes sense to me. I've got the line marked there. And the bow. There we go. We can take that washi tape off now. I need to get a new box, sweetheart. Oh, there's one in the study. Get it from near Papa's desk. There we go. And one final touch. Hello, Glenda. Thank you for joining. Is some rhinestones. I'm going to take these champagne rhinestones and the smaller size because there's more of them, and into the middle of the open flowers. Pop them in and just give that card a little bit of extra sparkle. On Papa's desk, there is. Of course you can turn the light on. Ah, I would have loved to talk Russian with your son. That is awesome. He's learning Russian. That's fantastic. I really need to work on my kids' Russian. And there we have it. Now, no card is complete until you have the envelope done. I'm going to bring an envelope, and what we're going to do is stamp the envelope flap. Where is he learning Russian, Megan? Fascinating. Love it when I hear people are learning Russian. Tap, tap, tap. And I'm going to keep it that way. And I just want it on the envelope flap. Oh, thank you. And that's why I've tucked in that grid paper underneath, just so that I have. Hello, Priscilla. Thank you, Christy, from YouTube. Oh, Megan, I'll send you a message. My kid's French teacher gave us an app to use. It has Russian and it's free. So I'll let you know. Give you the, what's it called? Not the link. I'll let you know what the app is. But there is the card. Fun Fold Z Fold. As you can see, it's got a Z. Yes, please. Иди спать, пожалуйста, зайчик. It's a simple fun fold. Now I know I did put this area for writing and it's now being covered up, but you can always fold it back to be able to write there, and you've got still half the space here. And if you don't mind the writing showing through. Thank you, Danielle. Yes, I always like to have a matching envelope, excuse me. No card is complete until you've stamped the inside of the card and decorated the envelope. It's a bit of a motto. I don't know what the right word is. Now, before you go, I just wanted to let you know that I do have a customer loyalty program. You spend $50 and get a sticker, get 10 stickers, and you'll get a free $50 product just by shopping just by shopping with me. I do appreciate the orders, and I do love sharing though. That is I really do love sharing. And to place an order, you can do that in 3 ways. One is online, which you can do 24/7 around the clock, and that's at bit.ly/shop with Tatiana. That's capital S, capital W, and a capital T. And use this month's host code when shopping, which is 39QDG4BP, to get a free gift. Second option is to message me. And the third option is email. Thank you for sharing, Priscilla. That's wonderful. Which is tatsianacreative.com.au. Thank you so much for watching. spending time with me. Hopefully I have inspired someone to go out and make a card and send a card. And catch me again next Monday night for another fun fold. We're in fact going to build on the Z fold and do a double Z fold. My pleasure, Sherry. Thank you for watching. And if you would like some more creative inspiration, join me on Wednesday at 10 a.m. for some creativity time. Thanks everybody and have a good night. Bye for now.